and talking. All right, guys. So thank you so much for visiting us today or seeing us in the program today. Today is a very special day because we have Brendaliz Cintron with us.
Oh, thank you.
Brendaliz.
Super excited to be here, guys. Thank you so much, Gustavo, for having me.
Yes, so me and Brendaliz, we do have a program that we run on Spanish for the Spanish population, and we were talking about it, doing it in English with her. I've been doing it with other coaches in English before, and the result has been very good. So we are talking in English, and for all those Spanish population that speak English as well.
Mm.
So, Brendaliz, how are you feeling?
I feel great. I'm super happy and excited because we're going to be talking about goals,
Yes,
which is
yes.
one of my favorite things in life. I'm passionate about them, I'm driven by them. And, I'm always having those goals right in front of me, heading into a direction. So, super excited to be
Yeah.
sharing that with
So
everyone.
that's correct. So today we're going to be talking about goals. And well, last year we were talking with you in Spanish. This year we also have a class in Spanish. But the idea is to incorporate also the English because we want to help as many people we are possible to do. And I'm sure there's an English speaking population. I do have clients in Pakistan, in India, in Africa, in South Africa. So there's a lot of people that benefit from the English as well as the Spanish, that we have such a huge market, Hispanic market in Central America and South America. So, and even North America, we have Mexico. It's a huge market, and also coaching is very helpful and help a lot of people. So
Mhm.
I know that some people do we watch us today. Some people will watch us when the program is already running. But thank you everybody so much for your support and helping us, and please pass on this information to other people so they can benefit as well. So setting goals, so important to set goals.
Yes, absolutely. Setting goals. It's important because we need to know where we're going, Gustavo. If we don't have a clear picture of where we're heading,
Hmm.
it's like we're lost. It's like we're in the ocean, like the little boat. If the captain doesn't know where he's going and how he's going to get there, the captain is like going from one place to another, from one place to another, lost in the ocean.
I
So the
agree.
goal gives you direction. So this is super, super important that we all have goals.
Yeah, and when you have a goal, so you also get a motivation, right? So,
Hmm.
for example, I personally race motorcycles, and my goal is always do 3 laps, right? At least 3 laps. I don't always do 3 laps, but my goal is do 3 laps, at least 3 laps in the racing, and they keep me motivated. When I finish the first lap, I know I need to do another 2 laps, and I need to take care of myself and run faster just to make sure that I can do these 3 laps. Sometime within time, and if you don't meet the time, they take you out of the time to make the 3 laps. So also you're fighting with time. But the beauty is that once you have that goal, your all focus, your all attention is into reaching that goal. So all the resources, all the things and circumstances, everything that happened seems to be working towards your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can dedicate the focus to it as well because you know what it is exactly that you want to have. It's important that we have a goal that is big enough that gets us out of our comfort zone. If we have little goals, then they don't inspire us. They don't move us. They don't motivate us. But if you have a big goal, like a dream, something that will really change your life, that it will impact your life in a huge way, then that inspires you every day to go take action. So
I
yeah.
love what you just said, inspire. Right?
Hmm.
So inspired to be inspired to do things. I mean, they don't have to be things that no one ever done. It has to
Right.
inspire you. It
You.
has to be something that make you move and take that action and take those sacrifices and even face fear, right? So sometimes we were talking today this morning in the class that we need to seek failure. So many people are so afraid of failing. I guess so many people are afraid of setting goals because they don't want to fail. They don't want to they don't want to feel that they couldn't reach that goal. This
Right.
is why we are doing this class today, because we really want to help you to set those goals, but also we're going to help you how to reach those goals, how to make it happen. Please keep watching this program with us because we're going to be telling you the secret. We're going to be telling you how do you set a goal and how to you go to the end of that year and you set and you have achieved that goal.
Yeah, and please reach out with any questions that you have. If you feel stuck, if you feel your goals are not inspiring you, please reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to help you.
Yeah,
Get
I
on
mean,
track.
it's free of charge. We're doing it. We're helping you to set up, at least set up your goal. Once you set up your goals, we can help you with the rest. You can help yourself with the rest. The most important thing, how to set those goals. So let's get started with talking about goals.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So one of the things I wanted to do, and we do it in the Spanish class too, is I want to read. It has the habit of reading the success formula from Napoleon Hill. I think so that we can relate every single things that we topic 12 topics. We're going to be talking about 12 topics along this year, and we're going to repeat these topics constantly because it's repetition through repetition, right? So what we said is that if you're going to become an expert, you got to repeat, right? The more you do it, the more confident you do it, the more you know how to do it, and though the more you know, the better you do it, right? So he wants to repeat and repeat and repeat. So the one that we have is the success formula from Napoleon Hill. You can, if you don't have it, please let us know, and we'll be happy to give it to you. We don't have the book in PDF. I personally don't have it in PDF, but you can buy it. It's about $20. If you are in a country that you don't have it, then we can figure out how to get you that book. But for somehow we do have the success formula in PDF. So if someone out there that don't have it, but they want to read it, memorize it, implement it in their life, then we can do that for them.
Absolutely. Gustavo, repetition. You were talking about repetition. I posted yesterday on my Facebook a quote that Bruce Lee said, and he said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Because in the repetition is the mastery.
Yes.
Right? This is why we want to repeat the success formula over and over and over.
I was watching a video last night, the IP man. I don't know if maybe
I've seen that. Very
good. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And so these Chinese that do all this very fast movement, and it's kind of the hero, right? So it's like a background hero. And so after that, they put in a video about the Shaolin monks and why the Shaolin monks are so good at what they're doing, right? So they're so strong, they're able to tolerate the pain or to tolerate extreme conditions, right? And the secret, repetition. So for example, there was a man who could do push-ups with the fingers. So he was only his fingers doing push-ups. And I said, how is that possible? I mean, I try to do that sometimes, push up with my whole hand, and it's hard. How do you do it with one finger, right? And so the way they do it is they take sand, they put a little ball with hot sand, and they hit with the sand with the fingers like this. And the friction of the sand start hardening their skin. They start hardening the skin. But as you do this, not only harden the skin, but what they do, they go to a tree and they take their finger and they hit the tree with their fingers, right? They hit the tree. This is to harden their bones. So if you see, they don't not doing this one time. They've been doing it since they're 4 years old, and they are 25, 30 years old, and they're doing this amazing thing. You said, how is that possible? It's impossible. It is possible because they've been training, and the training is based on repetition.
Yes. Amazing.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's read the success
formula. Why don't we get started with the success formula? We can read one each, and then we can talk about that and how do we set these goals, right? So how do we put this formula into the goals? How do we make it we connect it? Because we want them to memorize it, so every topic we talk is related to the formula. So when they read and memorize the formula, they can remember the topic and say, this is the way it works. This is what happened. This is what I'm going to be doing so I can achieve my goals.
Exactly. You want me to read the first one?
Sure, I'll read it. So it said the law of success, so self-confidence, success formula. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, aggressive, and continuous action toward its attainment.
Exactly. So first you want to have that clear goal, right?
Right.
And you want to take continuous action towards its attainment every day. A lot of people make goals at the beginning of the year, Gustavo. They call them resolutions, right? Everyone does their resolutions at the beginning of the year, but then they never look at them again throughout the whole year. They're
Right.
so excited at the beginning. Like you see, if you go to the gyms, the first 2 weeks of the year, they're all full with people, full with people. But what happens is because people don't write their goals, they don't have that clarity on what it is that they want and write them down and look at them continuously so that they can have it right in front of their faces every day and taking continuous action every day, then they forget. And then the excitement goes away. And by the third and fourth week of the month, the gyms are empty and people
Right.
completely forgot
They
their
don't have that
resolutions.
consistency.
They don't have the
I
consistency in the
have this
action.
problem. When I was racing, I really wanted to win. So I decided myself to go to the gym. And I went to the gym every day, but I wasn't pushing myself hard. At the end of the day, I ended up dropping the gym. And I was so frustrated because I really wanted to win. I want to do good. And I want to be the last pack of the racers, right? So I make a choice. I choose to get a coach, right?
Mm,
I'm a coach, right?
true.
I
Mhm.
choose to get a coach. Well, who was my coach? It was a health coach. And basically, I started doing a CrossFit. And in CrossFit, we have a coach, and he guides us how to lift the weight, how to regulate our posture, and he give us these exercises. We continue doing this exercise. I can tell you, before I was doing 2 laps and I thought I was dying. Now I can do 3, 4 laps and I feel perfect, right? Because I've been I've been putting in stress my body.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
was pushing myself to do things that I never thought I was capable to do, and I can see the results coming along. So accountability is extremely important when you set goals. You need to share your goals with as many people you can. Now,
Mhm.
you want to share them because you want to be accountable. You want them to say, hey, how do you do with that goal? Oh, yeah, you're right. I need to keep on working my goal. If you keep it only for yourself, you can two ways to do it. You could keep it for yourself if you can are able to be accountable to yourself to do what you need to do, or find a partner.
Mhm.
Find someone in your life that you can share the goal, and you can always sit down once a week and review what have we done to get closer to our goal. Because as
Mhm.
long as we're working towards our goal, we're already successful because we're going to reach that goal. If we're working towards the goal, we're going to reach it. We might take a week or might take a month, but we're going to reach it. But the problem is that people, as you said, these resolutions, they go to the gym, they get distracted, they never get the goal, and they said, don't worry, I don't want it.
Mhm.
13% of population have a goal, and out of 13%, only 1%
Wow.
written down.
Wow. Mhm.
See, so if you want to be successful and make money and all that, you got to set those goals. You set those goals, you are accountable to yourself, or you ask someone to be your accountability partner so he can meet with you every week or every 2 weeks and review what have you done to achieve those goals.
Right. Exactly. So a few things we've talked about. First, having a clear goal.
Yeah.
Second, writing it down and
Mhm.
reading it every day so that you're clear every day on what it is that you're working towards, right? And then third, get accountability. Get a coach, make it public on Facebook, on social media, let your friends know what your goal is so that you have some accountability, somebody that's holding you back, and then review your progress every week,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly. So goals. What can you tell us about goals? I know that you and I we know about goals. Let's talk about goals. How do we what is a good goal? What is a bad goal? I don't think it's a bad goal, but what's a good goal? What is an inspiring goal? we talk with Bob Proctor, we talk about A, B, C goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the difference between A and B and C and all that?
Mm-hmm. So type A goal, it's a goal that you know how you're going to get it, right? You know exactly what you need to do. So it's very easy for you to get a goal.
So if I make $100,000 a year last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I set myself for 100,000 again, that will be like an A goal.
Yep, that's an A goal. You know how to do it. You've done it before. So what's the point of having a goal that you already know how to do, right? I mean, it's a goal, but it's not allowing you to grow. The purpose of a goal is to grow. So you want to have a goal that's going to get you out of your comfort zone and it's going to move you forward. It's going to take you to the next level, right? So a type A goal is something that you already know how to do, something you already done, something that's comfortable to you, right? So type B goals are goals that you don't know how to do, right? But you can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know you can achieve, but you just don't know how to do it, but you're still comfortable. You're still in the comfort zone, right?
So that will say like if I want to make $120,000 a year, when I
Mm-hmm.
normally make about 100,000. So
Right.
if I put a little bit more effort, or I talk with a couple more people, maybe I can
Right.
actually get the 120,000, right?
Right. So you
But
have a
I have to
plan,
put it
you know how to do it, it's comfortable for you.
right. Might be the reward not be good enough with the cost that I have to put into it.
Exactly.
So that could be not very exciting to do. I'd rather just stay with 100,000. Why would put an extra work just for an extra 20,000? Makes probably not much sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. It doesn't keep you as motivated.
Okay.
Now, type C goals are my kind of goals. Are goals that are big, is your dream, is something that really excites you. It's something that you don't know how you're going to do it, but you want it, you desire it, right? Like doubling your income instead of making $100,000 a year, making $200,000 a year.
Right. So sometimes when I talk to people, it's like, listen, if you're making $100,000 a year, set a 5-year goal. So the year fifth, you're gonna making $500,000 a year, right? So you just multiply by 5, $500,000 a year. Now you've been doing for the past 10 years. Maybe you went from 50,000 to 100,000. That's the most you ever made. But how your life is going to change if you make 500,000. So I think this is a good idea to put an example. If I have $500,000, how I want to live, right? Where would I go? What what you do today. You want maybe you're driving a Honda, you want to drive a BMW or a Mercedes, right? You want to pay cash for it, you don't want to finance it. Maybe you have one house, you want to have two houses. Maybe you want to have Airbnb houses, right? Or maybe I normally travel I go and see my mother-in-law in Virginia. Maybe I don't want to go there anymore. Maybe I want to go to France or Europe, Italy or no Asia, right? So you want to, if you have that money, how do your life will improve? What good things are going to come into your life? And so as you get emotionally involved with the C-type goal, with this $500,000 a year, and within 5 years, you're working towards that because the cost of reaching that kind of life is so little for the reward you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Ah, that's amazing. Okay, so what is your C-type goal?
My C type goal is to make $84,000 a month
Oh
with my
wow,
business.
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But it's exciting.
Yes. It
Yes.
keeps me moving because, see, I don't need to be, I'm not, it doesn't have to be my yearly goal. This is my 5-year goal. So
Right.
this year I have a smaller goal to make $30,000 a month.
Right.
And so the next year I'll have a goal to double that and make 60,000. And that's how you increasingly get to your 5-year goal.
Right. Well, I have a C-type goal too. It's a little bit bigger, but I want to make $6 million within 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not close to $1 million to make 6 million, but I have a plan. I have a business I've been working on. I have a strategy. Things might change. My goal never change. I might reach it within 5 years. I might reach it in 10 years. It doesn't matter. What matters is the excitement of what are you going to live. is an adventure, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you set a high goal, is really the adventure. Well, of course, you got to put yourself to the limit to reach that goal, because you can put a $6 million goal and do nothing about it, right? Just cross your fingers and hoping and wishing that
Yeah.
that's going to happen. This is not going to happen like that. But you're going to push yourself out to drive your actions, your habits, everything you need to do to reaching, to working, to getting closer to that goal. Just remain in the same status quo that you are.
Absolutely.
Right. So the beauty that we have here is we have a goal, is that we know that we have the ability to achieve that goal.
We all do. With same ability, we're capable of achieving anything that we want because we have infinite potential in our mind. And but if we need to have that clarity and that consistent action, consistent action, and moving towards that goal.
Right. And so the other thing that we say, well, we have a goal, which is like a purpose, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the goal is surrounded by this purpose, that which is sometimes the purpose is greater than our goal. So we want to help people, we want to service people, and we want a goal. Yes, we want that financial reward that will give us a better life, right? Not only a better life to us, but a better life for our children or their grandchildren. I got a friend of mine, and I think so really inspired me. I have this client of mine. He was a Jewish, and I talked to him, and I rescued something very interesting. I'm not saying all Jews work things the same way, but he told me this. He said, when we work in my family, when we work, we don't work for ourselves. We don't even work for our kids. We work for our grandkids. They
Mm-hmm.
think two generations ahead.
Yes.
I thought that was so amazing, because when you think in two generations ahead, you never, there's always a tale said the first generation make the money, the second generation maintain the money, and the third generation spend the money, right? But it's kind of funny,
Yeah.
right? They talk about that. So when you are able to think not selfish, that the car I'm going to get, but the
Mm-hmm.
education my grandkids are going to have.
Yeah.
I might not even have children, but I'm always working towards my grandkids, which also help you, because it means you're going to get married, you're going to have children, your children are going to have children, and they're going to have your grandkids. So you're
Mm-hmm.
working for your grandkids. Now your kids, then they don't work for themselves or their kids, they're working for their grandkids. So thinking in two generations ahead give more order, right? It's also a
Mm-hmm.
goal. It's also a goal to think and leave longevity. Now you think it this way: how the Rockefellers are being able to being such a powerful family in the United States, and money and business and all that for so long, because they
Mm-hmm.
have the same mentality of working for the second, third generation instead
Mm-hmm.
of just focusing on their own personal generation.
Yeah, having a legacy, it's a
A
big
legacy.
purpose, a big goal, so that, you know what the problem is? Like Earl Nightingale says it very clearly in his book that we don't think. We don't take time to think what is it that we want, and plan out our life, because we're coming from a place of limitation and we think we cannot achieve it. We think they can achieve it because they're lucky or they had good parents or they had money in their family, and I cannot because I'm at a disadvantage. And so, but if we sit down and we think, what is it that we want? What is it that we want for our family? What is it that we want for our generations to come? Then we can have those goals clearly defined, and then we can have a big purpose, a big legacy to
Yeah.
leave, my grandkids well off, so they don't have to struggle the same way I struggle. So it's amazing. We need to take time to think and have goals.
And also I think so it takes so much a responsibility. I don't think so responsibility is bad. I think it's good, but put it in that you have your kids and they're starting their life and they thinking, well, I got to make all this money. I need to put my kids in the school, and I so much stress that you bring into
Mm-hmm.
them, which is a good thing. But if they focus too much on the money, right? On the money.
Right.
And my friend was telling me, or my client was telling me, you don't tell them, don't focus on the money, Focus on doing things right. Focus on doing things the right way. Focus on building that legacy that not only involve about money, but involve about the people that surround you, right? The people that surround you. All right, so why don't we keep on going and let's read the second one, and let's see how we can mix it up.
All right, I read the second one. Second, I know that the dominating thoughts of my mind would reproduce themselves in outward physical action and transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon a task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person.
Okay, so we know, and this is very interesting, that the dominating thought in our mind will eventually reproduce itself in our bodily action and gradually transform themselves in physical reality. Now, super important. If you have a goal and that goal is dominating your mind, you're gonna act toward achieving that goal, and that goal will actually happen. I love to bring this into reality to people.
Right.
If you want to make eggs, you put in your mind you want to scramble eggs, right? It's because you want to scramble eggs. What do? You walk to the fridge, you open it, you take the eggs, you take the pan, you put some oil, you break the egg. All of that is a physical action, right? Bodily action is acting towards getting the eggs. Right? So your dominating thought was having scrambled eggs, eventually reproducing in outward bodily action, which is breaking the egg, cooking the egg, and then transform themselves into physical reality. You got in front of you scrambled eggs.
Yep.
Because you want scrambled eggs. So we work the same mechanism. If it works, it's so simple to make scrambled eggs. Why don't we go and set up goals that we're so simple to do? Because we do it every day anyway, right?
Yeah. And, 96% of our thoughts that our mind is thinking is coming from the subconscious mind. So we need to be aware of that, because if you want to make eggs, but your subconscious mind is telling you, oh no, there's not enough eggs. You're tired. You're not going to be able to cook the eggs. You don't have time to cook the eggs. Then you're not going to take the action to cook the eggs. So we need to be aware as well that what are those thoughts that you're having. And if you have a dominating thought about the eggs, you're going to go cook the eggs. So,
right.
Yep.
Regardless whether you have oil or not. For example, I got a friend of mine. We were a kid. We were like 15 years old. I want to get eggs, right? And so I said, I want to get some scrambled eggs. And my friend said to me, well, we don't have oil. He said, we don't need oil to do scrambled eggs. And I said, well, how do you mean? You need oil, you need butter, you need something. He said, well, we can do it with water. And he said, what? Yeah, you can do scrambled egg with water. And he didn't believe me. So you put a little bit of water and you boil it, right? It's just boiling. Now the water is gonna evaporate really quickly. So you put a little bit, and once you get to the point of boiling but not evaporated yet, then you scramble the egg and you use the water to scramble the egg, and now you have a scrambled egg with water, right? So the goal is to get the scrambled egg. Not having something is just a limiting. How you limiting yourself. If your dominating thought is I can't, then your action is going to be not do anything.
No.
But if your dominating mind is I can do it, I have to find a way, I figured out how to do it, then your mind is going to work towards that way. You're going to act upon it, and you're going to get scrambled eggs.
Absolutely.
Now, I also like this part. It said focus 30 minutes in thinking the person you want to become. In other ways, you need to, if you're going to become, I put it this way. You personally, you cannot do scrambled eggs. You have to become a chef, right?
The person that knows how to make the eggs, yeah.
So you're not thinking, I'm going to be a chef. You just act like a chef to do the scrambled eggs, right? You want to, when you want something, you got to think in the person you want to become before you get it, right?
Yeah, and create a clear mental picture of that person, right, so that you know exactly how do you need to behave to create those eggs. Well, I need to go to the kitchen and pick up the ingredients and go to the store and be responsible about having the ingredients and then go cook it, right? So having a clear mental picture of that person and then go act that person.
Right. Excellent. Now, my question comes to this, and I know we might not cover everything, and we can cover later, but sometimes, and I could see people that are doing a job that they don't like, right? And so they say, well, yeah, I'm making 100 grand. I could probably make $500,000 in 5 years, but I really don't like what I'm doing. How can I find something I can be passionate about?
Well, I mean, first of all, you have to sit down and you have to think what it is that you want, what it is that you love to do, right? And come from a place of limited, like there's a whole bunch of everything available for you, right? And so that you can tap into your heart and really get the desires that you want. I always tell my clients, sit down and write and dream. Like, we don't dream. Go ahead and sit down and dream on a piece of paper, write everything that you want to do with your life. And if you had all the money in the world and all the resources in the world, what would you be doing? If money wasn't a problem, if time wasn't a problem, what is that thing that you will wake up in the morning excited about going to do? And that's how you will find your desires of your heart, the passion that you have.
I feel that sometimes when our kids come and say, Daddy, I have a dream. And you're thinking, this kid has a dream. I don't have a dream. Maybe it's just for kids to have dreams.
Right.
And I think so that's a misconception that if you see today, you are in Virginia, I'm in Florida, and we are streaming to people all over the world. Someone has to dream, imagine, create a platform so we can stream worldwide.
Exactly.
So it's not about kids. The beauty of kids is that they have that free mind.
Yes.
They are not restricted. So I love when, for example, in the Bible said, you got to be like little kids. Little kids have no limitations. When they see their parents, they go full on love. They don't put limitation. They don't put condition to your love. They just go for it, right? So never limit your capabilities. Your mind should be completely open so you can dream everything. Every single successful man in life is always dreaming.
Yeah, and that's where those C-type goals come from, right? Because they look really huge, but you can dream that you can achieve them, and you can aim towards achieving them, right? So I think the work is to go internal, to stop the distractions, because we're always working from the outside. We're reacting to everything that's happening to us. But to sit down, get a piece of paper, just you and your heart, and then think, what do I want out of my life? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? And dream, and really dream, and write everything on that paper without fear, right?
Yeah. So, I went to a retreat last weekend, and it says something very interesting that I think so most people never give it a thought. You were talking about thinking. If you know you're going to die, then you know how you want to live.
Exactly.
Right? We're all going to die. So if you know you're going to die, then you know how you want to live, how you want to live your life. Do you want to die with regrets, or you want to say, you know what, got no regrets because I did a lot of things. Maybe not a lot of things works, but I have fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It always work out. It's not, you never like stranded. It's always work out. Life has a way to always make it work out, so you're okay. So give yourself that chance to do things without regrets. Just do it. It doesn't matter. What we talk in this book, U Square, right? So we got this book called U Square. We read it every day. And it said in page 25, it said, seek failure. Failure. I love this part. It said, very said, so often in life, it seems things first get worse on the way towards getting better. Be prepared for that sort of development. Problems belong in the process. They are part of the equation that produces U squared. They are not proof that your ambition are futile or that you should give up.
Mm-hmm.
And I also said, I love this part when it said, halfway through surgery, it looks like there's been a murder in the operating room.
Right.
So see, things seems to be looking bad, but probably it's part of the process to become better.
Yeah. Failure is part of the success. If
Yes,
you don't have that failure, you won't have that success. So just
because we learn out of failure.
right. Just let that flow and understand that it's a part of it.
Yes. All right, let me leave you the third part. I know through the principle of autosuggestions, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it.
Wow. The principle of autosuggestion, that's the repetition of what it is that you want. Because we're most of the time we're acting, well, all the time we're acting from our subconscious mind, 96% of the time, right? So you want to impress in your subconscious mind the things that you want, your goals.
Because the thing that you have today are already impressed in your mind.
Exactly. That's how you got the things that you have today. So
So
if
if
you
you're in
want,
a bad relationship,
mm-hmm,
you have impressed in your mind the attitude to that lead you to have that bad relationship.
yep,
If you want to have a good relationship, you have to implant the habit or the belief that you're having a good relationship. So you got to repeat to yourself, I have a good relationship. I am happy. I am grateful. Things is great. I have a good health. I got a good life. When you're grateful for the good things, you're going to get them more. But if you hate the bad, you're going to get more of the bad. So you have to
mm-hmm,
always be grateful for the good things that happen to your life.
yep, yeah, our brain is trained to save us, right? It's to save us, and it's always in this state of trying to protect you. So it's always looking for what's wrong. And so
Mhm.
humans, we as humans, we focus on what's wrong, what we don't have, what, the challenges that we have. So we need to kind of train our subconscious mind to look what is right and what we want. And so we do that by repetition using the principle of autosuggestion. I recommend that we write our goals every day, at least minimum of 10 days. 10 times, minimum of 10 times. Write that goal, write it down with your hand, with your pen and paper, write it down, and you're sending that message to your subconscious mind that you're committed because
Right.
you're doing it consistently and persistently. You're
And that will
impressing
help
that
that
belief.
the right, and then that will help. Sorry to interrupt you, but that will help when number two it said that your dominating thought in your mind. So
Mm-hmm.
if you write it 10 times, you're gonna become a dominating thought because this is how they did it. They did it when I was a kid. I didn't behave so well very much, right? So sometimes I didn't behave so. So my teacher would say, well, you gotta write 1,000 times to be respectful to your teacher.
Oh,
And there I was writing 1,000 times to be researched, and I learned it. But it was repetition. 1,000 times is a lot.
a
Sometimes
lot.
I had my mom waiting outside for an hour. She said, "Are you done?" It's like, no, I'm still have 500 more. I'll be crying doing this, but I couldn't leave school if I didn't finish, right? So
Wow.
they were working with me to create that in my mind, that repetition of not doing certain things. And you learn, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
experience, which could have been a failure at that time, the
Right.
experience made me grow. And now I'm here telling people what to do 500 times a day, right? So you
Right.
really want to have that dream, that goal as a dominating thought, but you have to take action.
Mhm. You want to impress it in your subconscious mind. So it's dominating your desire so that you wake up and you want to go work for it because it's your dominating thought. And you use auto suggestion, repeat it over and over, write it over and over and over with emotion. Like you writing that with emotion, crying as a little kid, made you a very respectful guy. That teacher was really good because you were writing it and you were crying it and it was like engraving inside of you.
Yes.
That's what we need to do with our goals.
Yeah, we need that. All right, I'll read the next one, and
Okay.
then oh, I know you read the next one, right?
Okay, sure. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I should have developed sufficient self confidence for its attainment.
All right. So confidence, very important. And I think so that confidence is built in the first one when I said, I know I have the ability. I
Mm,
know I have the
mm-hmm,
ability. That's a confidence that you
mm-hmm,
have the ability. You have the ability. Now you need to find the desire to find the willingness to do it.
mm-hmm,
That comes in your motivation. Willingness is about motivation. Confidence is about the ability, right? So that confidence that you can do it.
mm-hmm,
I was talking with a guy who does a pizza, and I said, "Can you make $1 billion?" And they said, "I don't know." So why not? Tom Monahan make $1 billion selling pizza, and I don't see that he has abilities, or probably you have more education than he ever had.
mm,
And so he was a little bit doubted about it. But if you put it at that, it's all about confidence. He worked there for 30 years doing the same thing. And he was along the way, he was working towards getting his main goal, probably selling his business and become a billionaire, right? But he has to work in it. He has to have that dominant, has to have that desire to do things in the right way.
absolutely. And the more you impress that goal into your subconscious mind, and your actions are in alignment with that goal, then you start having results, the
Yeah,
results you want,
yeah,
not the results you've been getting, because that's what you were believing back then. Now you're going to get the results that you really want for your future, and that's how you start creating the results, and the goals start coming true.
yeah, yeah. All right, let's go and read the last one. I think so. This is a long one, but I'll split it in two parts. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I will first serve them.
Hmm. This is one of my favorites because he talks about service, and he talks about, aiming, having everyone involved in your life to win with you. Like what you were talking about earlier, having that legacy for your children and your grandchildren,
Yeah,
so that your goals are not just about you, they're about everyone else involved, and everyone in your life is winning as well. And when you come from that place of service, that place of giving, that place of contributing, then in return you get that back. You get love, you get service, you get contribution, and it's easier to achieve your goals that way.
yeah. And the other thing that I like is I talked with someone once. I said, I'm giving, but I feel sometimes I'm draining out.
Mm,
And I said, you're giving for the wrong source,
yep.
right? So you want to give from the right source. And I always said, Jesus, God, I have an unlimited amount of you giving. Now, why it means giving a limited amount of giving? When you give, you don't expect to receive a return from the situation you're giving.
Right.
Life, God will give you a return. There's a law, cause and effect. What I cause, I get an effect. What I give, I'm going to receive. But I may be super kind to Brendaliz today, but
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean she is obligated to give me something because that is trading. This is not giving, it's trading. So
Mm-hmm.
as I give to her, she might not give me anything. It doesn't matter because I'm not there to trade, I'm there to give.
Right.
And once I give, and I'm grateful for giving, and I'm grateful for what I'm receiving as well, then it's not going to come from Brenda. It might come from someone else who is going to give me something I really value for me. This is why we call it God always take care of everybody. You never have to worry, right? The birds don't worry about food. Food always comes. There's always one way or another things are always working out to bring you what you seek, what you want. The
Right.
important thing is the goal. right? The
Yeah.
thing is what you want as a goal. Because when you want it, you take action to get it, and everything seems to be working towards you achieving that goal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Giving without expecting, just giving because it makes you happy at that moment. That's really our compensation, is to give, make a difference, and receive that feeling that you made a difference, right, in that person's life, and then without expecting anything. But it's the law that you will get the effect, and it's going to come back to you no matter from where.
Yes. Yes. All right. And the last part said, I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself.
Hmm. Yeah, you have to attitude, your attitude. What is the attitude that you have for the people around you, right? If you have these negative emotions with people, how are you going to be able to achieve your goals and get anything good out of life? So you need to be careful, how you're coming across to people and what kind of emotions you're having. And the one thing, the practice that you need to focus on is gratitude, because when you're grateful and you're focusing on what's good about people, you can't have these negative emotions. They don't go together.
Right. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
correct. And also all this hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, cynicism, which is a negative attitude, right? So all of these are associated with fear,
Yeah,
right?
their fear.
So if I hate it, it's because I'm fearful that that person is hurting me. So I already hate you, that I'm getting hurt myself, that I'm involving fear. Envy is also fear of not having what other people have. Jealousy, if not being loved the
Mhm.
way I want it to be, very selfish, right? Selfishness is very fierce. I need to have it for myself because it's not enough. It's a life without abundance. It's also involved in fear. So, do you really want to live in fear, or
Mm.
do you want to live in a world with a plenty of abundance? There's You can see it in Bob Proctor. I love this. And Bob Proctor said in one of his coaches, said there is an abundance that you can take as much as you can, and there's still gonna be enough for the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's plenty for everyone. Everyone. And when you look at your attitude and you look at the negative emotions that you have or the positive emotions that you're having towards the people around you, that's an indication if you're on the right track or not. So I recommend that we do inventory of that. How are you feeling? Are you having those emotions? Because if you're not, if you're focused on what's good, then you are on the right tracks, because you believe in yourself and you believe in abundance and you believe in possibility. And then you continue taking action, you continue doing the work, and it's a matter of time that you will be compensated for that.
and this is the thing. Some people, sometimes I said I don't believe in myself, and so put it this way: write it down in a piece of paper. Write down, I don't believe in myself. I believe I'm not good enough. I am not the best person I wanted to be, right? And so you believe that. That's fine. So write down the opposite.
Mhm.
I believe in myself. I am good enough. I am the best person I could be. And then take the old one and throw it away, because it's already your mind. So you don't need to have it in writing. You throw it away, get rid of it, and get the new one and read it and memorize it.
Mhm.
And repeat it as often as you can. You're in the bus. I don't know if you people, many people here go in the bus, but if you go in the bus or in a train or in a plane, repeat those words. I am good enough. I am
Mhm.
good enough. I am good. I'm successful. I am a good person. People love me. I care for people. Tell good things about you. And that will gradually start influencing your subconscious mind, and your attitude towards the rest of the world will completely change.
We change.
And you're going to look and say, what just happened? A month ago, everybody hate me. Today, everybody love me. What just happened?
Dramatic. It's going to change.
Everything comes from inside of us.
Yeah. Because when you love, you'll get love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, we have the last part, and I think so. I'm just going to read it because I want everybody
Sure.
to make a commitment, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we all, because we and them, we all will sign our name to this formula, committed to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my entire life so that I will become a successful and happy worker on my chosen field of endeavor. Look, if we practice love for all humanity, imagine you're driving and someone cut you off and you just don't do anything. You just send him love. Say, God, this person is at a rush. Give him the space so he can reach the place where he wants to go. Just give them love. Someone you're walking on the street, someone stepping on your shoulder and it hurts. Say, God, I'm sure that person is not going through difficult time in his life. Please allow him to be healed and to get better. And so you create the habit of giving that love.
Mm.
Imagine that everybody does the same. You'll never be bumped. You'll never be cut off because everybody is giving the love. It will be perfect. So the perfection is achieved when you put yourself in a love of humanity and give that. Because at the end of the day, you always gonna get it back. There's a law. You cause it and there's going to be an effect. You give the love will come back to you. Maybe not from that person, but it will always come back to you.
That's beautiful, Gustavo. Imagine what kind of a world we will have if we all practice that.
Yeah.
You know, if we make a decision to be that kind of person,
Mhm.
right? And this last paragraph is about commitment. We need to commit. We need to commit to our goals. We need to commit to our growth. We need to commit to the life that we want. Commit to improving, our life so that we can improve our family's life, so that we can improve our community's life, so that we can improve the world. If
You
we're
know,
not committed, then we will be drawn back.
commitment is a confidence problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're not confident that the outcome will be in your favor, so you rather not to commit.
Right.
It's lack of confidence, and that lack of confidence comes from fear. Do
Mm-hmm.
you really want to live out of fear? I don't.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Then we need to work, and we're gonna help you to achieve that confidence, so you can free yourself from fear and reach the success, so you can become a happy worker in your chosen field of endeavor.
That's true. But for now, write your goal,
Yes.
have clarity on it,
Mhm.
write it every day on a piece of paper. Start engraving that into your subconscious mind.
Yes.
Write down your affirmations of your attitude, how you want to be, and repeat it every day through the principle of autosuggestion. And start
Mhm.
engraving that into your mind and start acting as the person who achieved that goal every day, taking action, being persistent, being consistent. Those are things we can start doing today.
Excellent. Excellent. I like that. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming into this program today with us. If you like it, please subscribe and like so we can produce more of these programs. I just have an idea. I'm gonna share with you, Brendaliz, in a little bit. I think so. I got a great idea. Maybe we can do something like this. So will be a surprise for everybody. So join us next week. We are going to be back here next Wednesday. Same time, right? It will be probably between 10:30 and 11 a.m. So you can always put our live on Facebook. If you're driving, you can hear our conversation. And if you have any questions, you can always reach us on Facebook. We are in Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, LinkedIn. You can reach us in different locations. So thank you so much for watching us, and I look forward to have you next week together. Brendaliz, thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
time. I really appreciate it. You are an amazing co-host. I mean, I
Oh,
really
thank
have
you.
fun. I really enjoying
Me
having this
too.
with you. I really, really enjoy
I
it.
do too.
And
I'm
so,
passionate about this topic. I'm passionate about helping people, and
yeah, yeah,
yeah, let's do it.
I see that it comes out of you so natural, that your intention and your willingness to help other people and try to be there for them. So
Thank you.
I'm so glad we're doing this.
Thank you. Me too.
Thank you
Have
so
a
much.
great day, guys.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye-bye.